Hey guys, it's Brooke, and today I'm going to be talking about my Taylor Swift concert experience.
Shoes down in the lobby, candle wax and Polaroids on the hardwood floor.
So this video is a week late, and I apologize for that, but that is for the fact that I just started school this week and I've had a lot of adjustments getting ready for school. And also, this is a long video that is not going to be a quick editing process, so I really needed more time to make it be as good as I wanted it to be. So I did skip last Saturday and I am uploading it today, but hopefully this is good and will make you happy. And I always put from my dream set list how many songs from my dream set list that the artist actually played. So I saw Taylor Swift on August 10th of 2018 at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia with my mom and my little sister. That day, I got up, you will see that in my vlog, and basically got ready for it. And my sister had started school the day before, so we had to check her out of school on the second day of school. I was like, you are so cool. Like, I can't even imagine going into school on my, like, second day back, being in the 5th grade, being like, yeah, guys, I'm leaving, I'm going to see Taylor. Like, where was this when I was 10? And we had a couple of problems along the way there. My mom works from home and does a lot of stuff virtually for work. And at one point, we had to stop at a Wendy's so she could respond to an email. And, you know, we got our chicken nuggets and stuff. And we ended up staying at the Wendy's for 45 minutes. And we had this kind of idea that we were going to get to our hotel, and we actually had a hotel booked in downtown Atlanta because we've had it booked since last Christmas. And we were like, okay, we're going to get to this hotel like at 5 o'clock and the concert starts at 7. So we're going to have like an hour and a half to just kind of relax and get ready. We just didn't get drinks. That's a long story. Drove through a Burger King and got drinks. And then my sister put we have like a van, like a 3-level back van with the front seat and then like the bucket seats and then like the back row. And she put the cup, and like we just got this van like 2 months ago. And she put the cup in the cup holder in the very back seat. She was sitting in the middle. And when my mother came to some kind of stop or some kind of driving thing, the whole thing flew out and went all over the back seat. And my mom freaks out because this is a brand new vehicle and her husband is really specific about eating in vehicles, so she was freaking out. So then we had to stop again at a gas station and try to clean that up because it was Coke and you can't leave Coke spilled in the back seat of your vehicle. So we did that, and I went in this little convenience store trying to find some wipes, I was trying to get like baby wipes to wipe it up because that'll get both the wetness and the sticky, and it'll make it like feel clean and not sticky and gross. That's what I was looking for. They had no baby wipes, they had no makeup wipes, they had no Lysol wipes. I don't think you can even use that in the car, but it wasn't there. And absolutely nothing. Or like, they don't even have to be baby wipes. Like, you know, like the wet ones wipes that you use to just like scrub stuff down? No. So I bought a roll of paper towels and took it out there. And by the time I got through buying this roll of paper towels, she already had it cleaned up. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. We regrouped and got ourselves together. So hotel was in downtown Atlanta. It was only, I believe, a mile from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We got to downtown Atlanta, and the traffic is obviously crazy as it is in any big city, but if you've been to downtown Atlanta, you will know what I'm talking about. It was funny, kind of. We were coming in from the end where we were passing the Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the way to the hotel, And so we drove past in the concert traffic the stadium, and like we saw people getting out and going in because the doors opened at 5, and at this point it's like 5:30, so you know we didn't get there at 5. We're watching people go in, and my sister made fun of me because I had a teal 13 drawn on my hand, and I would put my hand up in the window and I was sitting like this, and she was like, "Are you trying to make people think you're not doing that on purpose?" We were in that concert traffic for a long time. We got to the hotel. It wasn't too bad. There were some precious little girls in the hotel, and they had these little sundresses all with cowgirl boots, and it was so like 2007 Taylor, and it was so cute, even though they weren't born then, but it's fine. The hotel seemed like it took a long time, but like it was probably actually the quickest part of the whole thing. And we went in, and my sister is still wearing her uniform from school because she went to private school. I'm still wearing my pajamas. So we had to get ready, and I had already started putting makeup on in the car because I was like, oh my god, we're never gonna get there. Finally got ready. We wrote, I had really wanted to write song lyrics on our arm, like if you don't know, Taylor did during the Speak Now tour. She would write lyrics down her arm of whatever song she liked at the time, and since my sister was going with me, I wanted us to do that with Taylor's lyrics and it be like one lyric and them connect together. And I wanted so badly to put, I said, "Oh my, what a marvelous tune. It was the best night, never would forget how we moved. The whole place was dressed to the nines and we were dancing like we're made of starlight." And I tried many times, like I tried so many ways to shorten that down, and that just was not gonna happen. So I finally decided on Long Live, and we put Long Live all the mountains we moved. I had the time of my life with you, and I was happy with that. And as I mentioned in a lot of my 13 Days of Taylor videos, Long Live is a song that I've always associated with graduating from high school. And this was the Friday night before I started my senior year of high school. So I was like, that's a cool thing to have going in on this date. And so we did that. We had it where like we had like dots right here and it like connected. I'll put in pictures of it. Finally, we left the hotel. And we leave the hotel at 6:30. The concert starts at 7. But what starts at 7 is the opening act coming on. And the first opening act is Charli Xcx. And me and my sister had been preparing for this. I don't really listen to Charli Xcx. I knew most of the songs because they just have been popular at some point or another, but I didn't know everything. We had like made a playlist and learned the entire set for Charli, Camilla, and Taylor. We were like really excited. So we are, let me remind you, 1 mile from our hotel to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You can see the Mercedes-Benz Stadium from our hotel after you made a turn, but like you could still see it like up over the trees from the hotel. And so we get going, and the traffic literally just did not move. Like, I'm sure you've all experienced this at some point, but like it was just like this whole long road of red lights because there were so many intersections, and red lights would change and they would go from green to red and no one would move at all. At this point, I'm starting to freak out because it's approaching 7. 7 did come while we were still in the car. I was freaking out. There were people getting out of the car and walking to the stadium. Finally, after like literally 40 minutes, like that's not an exaggeration, it actually probably was more. We left the hotel at 6:30 and we got to the stadium at like 7:20. It's like, okay, I'm going. So we took off, and I feel bad for her because I literally held onto her and drug her through crowds and crowds of people. It was actually a really, really nice process to get through security compared to security that I've encountered at other concerts. They were trying to be like really safe, which I appreciate, and you could only have like a wallet that was the size of your hand, or you had to have a clear bag. So I just literally brought a little wallet clutchy type thing that I had to put my debit card and my ID and all of that in. There were no printout tickets, it was all mobile tickets, and they had a really cool thing where it's a kiosk where you just scan the QR code for the mobile ticket on the device, and it has a little barrier thing, like one of those little things with the bar that you push through that lets you in. So you didn't have an actual ticket checker, which was really good considering what was going on. We got parking on the complete opposite side of the stadium from where our gate was. And so we had to walk to where the gate was to go in, which was on the direct opposite side of the stadium. Once we got in there, there was not actually a gate that led directly to where we were supposed to be going. So we just kind of walked another like half of the stadium to get to where we were actually supposed to be going. And we had to walk up no less than 7-8 flights of stairs because we were up in the highest section. And of course, once we got up to the actual 300 section, we were like all the way down. If you know how a stadium is set up, our entrance was like all the way down. Then we had to walk up more stairs. And at this point, Charli is about done. All we saw was we saw her do, or we didn't see because we were trying to like climb up the things. We heard her do Boys, which neither of us are a huge fan of, but it's like, you know, a cool thing to see, say you've seen. And then like while we were trying to find our seats, get up in our seats, and get situated, she started playing 5 in the Morning, which I had never heard of. We didn't have that on our Spotify playlist. I believe that's like something that she had on like a mixtape that's not on Spotify. Anyway, she played that, so like we heard that and saw it just a little bit. And then she played Fancy, which we did get to jam out to, and that was fun, and that was a really cool experience to see her play that live because that song's been popular for a long time and we both like that song, and it was just a fun moment. So I did get to see Charli, not for as long as I would have liked to, and we did miss a couple songs that I would have liked to have seen, but that is okay. I was just so happy that we had gotten in there. And I assumed it's going to be at least 30 minutes before Camila comes on. So we get down back out of our seats and we go to get in the t-shirt line. And we had left my mom to come in because she actually, when she came in, she had a crossbody bag that was too big, and so she had to take it back to the car and just keep her wallet with her, and so she had to go back to the car. So she let us go ahead and go in and go through security and go through the gate and all of that. So we had left our mother and she was coming in to meet us there, and I knew that she wasn't going to get in there before Charli went off, but like at this point it had been like, we had been there like 20 minutes and I was like, okay, where is she? So we kind of started getting worried about her. We started calling her, but we went and got in the t-shirt line, and we're in this line and it's not moving. We get up to like probably the middle of the line. Like it wasn't a great spot, but it was, we had made some progression, and my mom calls and says, where are you? And I said, we're in the t-shirt line. And she says, I just went and bought everyone food from the concession stand. I'm standing at the bottom of the section stairs holding it. I can't carry all this up by myself. So we had to get out of the line that we had a good spot in and go and help her carry that stuff up, which was fine. I didn't mind doing that because she obviously needed help. And it actually turned out being a really good thing that we did that, because as we were getting up there with the food and stuff, Camila came on stage and we were like, so, because we like her a lot more than we like Charli. Like we actually really like Camila, so I was like, we didn't want to miss any of that. We ran to our seats. Our mom technically had a different seat. It was in the same row as we were, but it was a section over because originally I only had 2 tickets, but then we ended up getting 3, and so we technically didn't have seats with her, but we were still like in the same area. But so me and Julie run back to our seats, and we get behind these people going up the stairs who literally are just standing on the stairs with their back turned to the stage and will not walk. And Camila is playing Never Be the Same, which is literally our jam. And yeah, we're standing on the stairs. We're like, yeah, nicotine, morphine, heroin, like sitting here like, get up the dang stairs. Finally, they did, towards the end of Never Be the Same. We did get to see a little bit of that from our seats. Most of the time we had our back turned to her, which irritated me. She also played She Loves Control, Inside Out. Those were fun. And then she played Bad Things, which I have gotten really into lately, and that's the song that she did with Machine Gun Kelly. And obviously she didn't have him there, but she kind of sang part of the rap of it, and like the way she did it was really cool. And then she had a little bit of an audio of him singing to go with her too, and she didn't do the whole song. She actually didn't do my favorite part of the song, but like it's okay. That was still fun to see live. There was this man in our section. I was in section 324. I highly doubt this man will ever see my video, but he was going so hard during this song. Like, he was dancing, and like he was all of my goals. Like, I want to beat you if you somehow see this section 324 man who was going real hard at bad things. And she played Can't Help Falling in Love, which was beautiful, and that blended over into Consequences, which is one of my favorite songs by her. So that was a really good moment. She just is so talented live. She has such a beautiful voice. She was wearing an Atlanta Falcons jersey, which was really cool. Also played In the Dark, which is one of me and my sister's favorites. And then she also played Into It, and she closed with Havana, which was a really cool experience. And I'm really proud of the fact that I saw Havana played in Atlanta. Mom starts texting us, and she says, hey, there's all this room over by where I am, you know, you guys can come sit with me if you want to, which I did want to do. Like, the seats that we had were good, but I obviously didn't want my mom to be over there by herself and would prefer to sit with her, obviously. And so we got down and we went to get back in the t-shirt line, because I don't know if this was how it was here. I don't really remember at the end, but a lot of places and a lot of concerts that I've been to, the t-shirt, they close all that down. You know, they sell out, or they completely close it while the main act is actually on, so you actually can't go back afterwards, like after the concert is over, and I didn't want to risk that. And I know that Taylor has all of her tour merch on her website, but I have this like really strong thing where like I have to get my shirt actually from the event, or I feel like it doesn't count. Like, I have to get a shirt from the event. And I also wanted to get the glow sticks. She's had these since the very beginning for like every tour she's been on, and they light up, and you know, just wave them around during the concert. They really serve no other purpose than that. But homegirl has been trying to be seeing Taylor since she was, you know, 7-8 years old. So I was gonna get me a stick and I was gonna wave it around. You can buy those on the website too, but I don't really know what the point would be after the concert to order the stick. And also, she has little personalized patches, which I think are kind of underrated. I feel like a lot of people either don't know about these or don't get these, but it says, you know, the Reputation Stadium Tour on it, and it has the city. So I got one of those, which I'm gonna put on my denim jacket, which I'm really excited about. Here that is, and like, that's just so cool to me. Like, I can't wait. I would just like to commend Taylor, because she has her own little personalized shopping bags that say the Reputation Stadium Tour on it. And I just think that's a nice touch, because I've had people at concerts give me my stuff like in a Walmart bag that literally says Walmart on it. So the bottom of it has her sponsors, and her sponsors are Diet Coke, who she obviously did the campaign for, and Instax Fujifilm, because she does Polaroids, and the Swift Life, which is her own app, sponsored her. I was like, girl, you go. So we go over to my mom, and the way it's set up is she is towards the top of the section, and it's not the very top. Like, there were still people above us, but like there was another set of stairs to get up there, and the way it cut off was that we were next to stairs, and there was this whole open wide area where you could stand. I don't know if you were actually supposed to, but you could, and I stand up the whole time anyway, and it was awesome. We ended up standing in that area for most of the time, but my mom also had a seat down like 3 rows ahead of us, and the people who were supposed to be next to her weren't there, so we did go sit down at one point, but most of the time we were up, and we had like free range area to dance. So I had been envisioning this moment for so long, for Taylor to just come out on the stage and it be ready for it, and she did, and it was so good. Don't think I've ever danced that much in my whole life, because I had my whole area. I was like, baby, let the games begin, let's go. And then second, she played I Did Something Bad, And the way that she did that was just groundbreaking, because she didn't just sit here, because that song is a lot of almost talk singing, but she would like actually hold out notes and did it in a little bit of a different arrangement than it is on the studio album. And I loved it so much. Like, it made me so happy. And she played Gorgeous, which is one of my favorites. She played Style, which was an experience to see live. That's another one from my dream set list. I'm pretty sure all of them have been so far. She did a montage of Love Story and You Belong With Me, and my 7-year-old self was just having the time of her life. And she left, obviously went to go do a costume change, and she came back for Look What You Made Me Do. And Look What You Made Me Do was a whole thing. It was awesome. She brought the big snakes out on stage, and my mom like didn't know anything about the whole snake thing, and she was freaking out. She was like, "Look at that snake!" And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I know." And she's like, "Look at that snake!" It was funny. I wish I had that on video. And then she played Endgame, just her like version of it that she does without Future and Ed being there. I was hoping that Future was gonna come out as a special guest, because I'm pretty sure he's from Atlanta. I'm not 100% sure, but like I'm pretty certain that he's from Atlanta, so I was kind of hoping that he would come out. There ended up not being a special guest for either of the Atlanta shows, so that's okay. King of My Heart, which I love. And then she gave this speech, and she had said like, you know, "Hello Atlanta, my name is Taylor," like she had said that stuff. But this speech was the first time that she like really sat down and talked to everyone, thought about how it would be to have people who related to her and what she was saying and be able to sing in front of a crowd. And I broke down. I mean, girl, I was sobbing. And I've cried at concerts before. I cried when I saw One Direction, but like then it was like a few tears. I've teared up at a couple other concerts during moments like tear up, but like I have never full-blown sat here and like boo-hooed, sobbed at a concert like I did while she was making that speech. And it was literally just the feeling of, she's standing right there and she's talking, and what she was saying was meaningful, obviously, but she's standing right there and she's talking. Her whole punchline of this entire speech was to say, those are kind of delicate emotions, aren't they? And she then moved into delicate, and she got in the little thing, I don't know what exactly you called it, but basically it brought her up over the audience, so she was like floating over the audience in this thing. There were two little heart-shaped stages towards the middle, but they weren't lit up until she did this, so I'm sure the people who were on the floor obviously saw them, but from where we were sitting we couldn't tell what they were because they were, you know, not lit up. She went and she got on this one stage that was on this side, and we were kind of towards the middle, but we were in the middle more towards this side. She got out there and she finished playing Delicate, and she played Shake It Off, which was so much fun to sing and dance along to, and Charli and Camila came back while she was doing that. My mom refers to Charli, because she didn't see her when she actually came out, as Trash Bag Girl, because she thinks that her outfit she was wearing looked like a trash bag. Sorry, Charli. I don't think this, but my mother refers to Charli as Trash Bag Girl. Just thought you might want to know. I still am not totally sure how Camila and Charli got onto that stage that was in the middle of the thing. I don't know where they came from. They just appeared and then disappeared. I guess there was something like through the floor or something, but I don't know. I don't know how they did that, but that was nice. She said, you know, it's just going to be me and you and a guitar for a few minutes. How do you feel about that? And she played Dancing with Our Hands Tied acoustic, which was so pretty. Then, for the secret song, if you don't know, for this tour, she's been doing what she's calling the secret song at every show, and it's a song that is not on the regular set list. That is one that she plays acoustic, and there have been a lot of them. One of them was All Too Well, and I originally thought that All Too Well was on the set list, and she's played it as a secret song multiple times, so I thought that was actually part of the permanent set list, which it wasn't. She didn't play All Too Well, which makes me sad, but it's okay. And she played this Love, which is like the perfect secret song for me because I love that song. I play that song all the time. I believe it is one of, if not the most underrated song that she has. I'm sure if you watched any of my videos in my 13 Days of Taylor series, you will know that I absolutely love this song. And I had a dang fit. I gave my sister my phone. I was like, you filmed this. Then there was a path through the crowd, obviously, that was blocked off by a barricade and by security that she walked to, and there was another heart-shaped stage on the other side, which was closer to us. She got on the stage that was closer to us and we're freaking out. Played Blank Space, which was a jam. She played Dress, she played Bad Blood, and she played Should Have Said No. And those were all such fun, and I got to see those at such a closer level. And then she, at some point, migrated back to the regular stage and played Don't Blame Me, which is my mom's favorite. She sat down at a piano, and she talked for a long time. I also cried a lot while she was talking this time. Those were the two big, like, speeches that she made, and I cried a ridiculous amount during both of them. And I know that she probably says this at every show, but when she talked during this speech, I felt like she said everything that I wanted to hear her say. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I felt like she was talking to me because she gave this entire speech about how she said a thing that's happened to me a lot lately is people will come to my meet and greets and they'll say, hey, I've listened to you since I was 8 and now I'm an adult and I still listen to you. And that reminded me so much of myself. Obviously, you've heard the story, and if not, 13 Days of Taylor. And it really blows my mind how someone can go through all the phases of their life and still want to tune into the phases of mine. And it just felt like that was the moment I came for. Like, it felt like I was appreciated for all the time that I've spent loving her, and like all of the work that I did on 13 Days of Taylor. All of that was just like full circle worth it in that moment. And then she plays Long Live. I think it was for me. It was awesome to see her play. Once again, Friday night before I started my senior year of high school. Played New Year's Day after that, and then she went off for a little while. Came back and she played Getaway Car, Call It What You Want. Call It What You Want made me emotional too. I cried a little bit during that too. Just the entire concept of that song about her and Joe makes me cry. Played a little bit of We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, not all of it, and she closed with This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, which is a fun song, and me and my sister have a little dance that we do, and that was just such a good closing, and it was so good. And I also forgot to mention she had the light bracelets, which were really impressive, and that's like a free souvenir to take from the concert. My mom says it wasn't really free because she's sure we paid for it when we bought the tickets, which we probably did. But anyway, that was so cool, and that bracelet kept going for like almost a week. It's finally cut off now, but it stayed on for at least 5 days after I saw her, and it was crazy. It was so much internal traffic, like people, I don't want to say human traffic because that's bad, internal, like people, it wasn't even vehicles, people were not moving, getting out of the stadium. And, like, we literally stood still trying to get out of that place for so long. And you were so far up in everyone's business. And while I was here, I had time to observe people because, I mean, we stood here for a long time. And there was this one girl who had a t-shirt on that said, and all at once you are the one I've been waiting for, king of my heart, body, and soul. And she had pictures of her and her boyfriend on it. And I was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Also, a man, presumably a dad of a girl, walked by me and he was wearing a black polo shirt. And he got so close to me that he walked by and his shirt did this to my face, and my foundation was smeared all over his shirt sleeve when he walked by. So, sorry, man. And it took us even longer to get out of the parking garage and to get back to the hotel. But at that point, I didn't really care because we had seen Taylor. And yeah, so I feel like I've just been whirlwind talking for 40 minutes, but that was it. And I can't, like, it was just such a unique feeling, and it was unlike any other concert experience I've ever had. First of all, because that's the person who by far I've wanted to see for the longest, and it felt so personal to me, and I got to take my sister, and my mom was there also. My mom is my concert buddy, and it was such a good experience, and I'm so glad and so thankful that I had this opportunity to see her. And then I was basically sold. I was like, I would like to follow her around on tour and go to every show, but I'm broke. So here is the vlog. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk. I will be linking all of my 13 Days of Taylor videos, as well as the playlists that they all play in, which you should totally go check out. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye. So I just woke up, and today is Taylor Day, and I feel like that hasn't even really, like, sunk in yet. But I woke up, and literally the first thing I thought was, today's the day. And it doesn't even feel real. Like, it doesn't even feel like that's something that's gonna happen tonight. Like, every time I vlog right after I woke up, I sound like a man, and like I'm not speaking clearly, and like I'm speaking in this really hoarse voice, so I'm sorry. But today's the day. We're on the road to Taylor.
I told literally
it's
everybody.
Taylor time. We're on the way. Woo!
I literally told every single person in my class.
I get back to the office. I was just like, I need to get Julie. I didn't say why.
Look at the truck in front of us.
I knew that way before she did, but she just found out.
So like when we planned this trip, we were planning to be there like 30 minutes ago, and I'm pretty sure we're still like an hour away. So now I'm doing my makeup in the car, and something like this happens to me pretty much every time I go to a concert, so it's fine. I'm used to it. We stopped at a Wendy's for like 45 minutes, almost got attacked by a man who emerged from the woods.
It's very odd. He was holding a flashlight and this cup from a gas station that had some sort of like slushy in it.
He was probably a fine gentleman, but
And he was wearing a bright orange shirt.
he made me slightly uneasy.
And then there was another man eating a Frosty under a tree, so.
Maybe I don't think there was anything wrong with him.
But why would you sit under a tree and eat a Frosty?
I mean, it was Wendy's. Anyway, that's the point we're at right now.
Yeah. Then we forgot to get drinks, and so we went to Burger King, and I ordered a drink, and then Brooke wanted a drink, and so we had to add it to it. And so.
It was funnier if you were there.
Yeah.
But it was
It was
an ordeal.
And here's my drink.
And then
Now we're stopped again.
no, and then she spilled it all over the path.
Oh yeah.
We stopped again.
And now we're stopped
Again.
to get gas. Because in that whole sequence of stuff, we
Because
never
even
got
though we
gas.
stopped at a gas station, we didn't get any gas. Should I leave it on like this and just look at people with my foundation on? Like, I feel like that man just looked at me and was like, what the?
Oh, yeah, Brooke got paper towels. So we got paper
Paul.
towels.
It would look weirder, I guess.
There's the stadium.
Did you know if you had a Mercedes-Benz, you'd get better parking?
That's not sponsored at all.
No, not at all.
We finally got to the hotel.
After hours.
Literally hours.
It hasn't been too long since we talked to you. Maybe like 45 minutes or
Let's
something.
go.
Never mind. So here are our outfits. My hair.
It looks so good.
No, I did like a braid for school. I did like a braid for school today, and somehow it turned like did like the curl thing. my full outfit.
Because
Split
it brought
jeans.
us right by where people were
Okay,
walking to the
this on.
concert and everything.
Right.
So we're stopping traffic.
Right? This. It's that arm.
This one?
It's that arm.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Oh my lord. Is that gonna have to stay like that?
It doesn't have to. We can just take a picture of that.
Right. Post it on Instagram.
I guess I'll wear my concert pants because they're my concert pants.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I may have to not be super cool because I may have to wear my tennis shoes with them.
I mean, I would wear my tennis shoes with this since you were going to Taylor. What are you writing?
These concert pants have been to like every concert. Yeah, that's why they don't feel right. They're on backwards.
Yeah, they've been to like Harry and they've been to. Well, name all the concerts that you think those fans have been to. Just
I
as you
think
can
Foreigner was the first.
name. Foreigner?
I don't think so.
Really?
Was it?
Stevie?
Was Stevie before Foreigner?
Uh-huh.
No, I wore blue jeans to Stevie. I don't think I have these yet. I think it was Foreigner with my boots. Because it was in like February.
See your other hand.
Oh, Lord. She's gonna have fun wiping makeup off.
Actually looks better than mine does. Mountains we moved.
Navigate.
That's like Brooke's
What
favorite
else
song.
it was called?
Mercedes Benz.
Navigate red deck.
Sure, red deck.
Well, if I have to have one sleeve up, I'm
It's
having the
1
other
mile.
sleeve
It
up.
says it takes 20 minutes.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm almost ready.
I'm not ready.
I'm ready.
Look away.
Oh, is he narrating what he's doing now?
I need you
I see it
to.
on
I
camera.
need you to do it. I need
Okay.
you to be very careful. Okay.
Okay.
Live.
Is it in cursive?
Life. Life.
Would you put lice?
Life. She put live.
I always do that.
Time of my life.
That's how it goes. So it goes.
1, 2, 3.
Did the tennis shoes take too much away from the concert?
No,
No.
you still look awesome.
You look very
Um,
concert ready.
Life.
Life, not live. I just somebody actually got a tattoo for this concert. I really didn't realize it was like makeup.
People used to think that she had a tattoo on her arm. She would always do that. You probably can't actually see
Yeah,
it
you
that
probably
well.
can't actually see what mine says.
All right. Final.
Oh Lord.
You want to do it? Or
Yeah, let me do it. There you go.
What do you think?
Ah.
Infinite energy.
This is the merch line.